This is TWiT.
Apple stock went through the roof on Friday. That's another adage. You buy on the rumor, you sell on the news. They're buying on the rumor because it is thought that Apple will have amazing, maybe its best first quarter ever when they announce their results this coming Wednesday. Analysts expect that Apple's quarterly revenue for the quarter ending December, which includes the new iPhones, new Macintoshes, new watches, new iPads, all new stuff, and of course new services, the Apple One plan. Analysts think that their quarterly revenue will be the highest of all time, exceeding the $100 billion mark. And so Apple's stock price at its highest ever.
MagSafe.
Are you hoping? Are you talking about the MagSafe on the iPhone 12, or are you talking about the rumor that Apple's going to put MagSafe back on its laptops?
Back on its laptops. I feel like that's the most important thing. I'm really excited as a dog owner, as like a clumsy human. I'm just kidding that was what drove the stock price, but I do think that it seems like there's some good Apple news, and I'm happy to see sort of the product direction that they're moving in now.
Well, on the MacBooks, they're essentially going back. They're turning back the clock 5 years, if the rumors are to be believed. They're removing the Touch Bar and getting MagSafe again, and adding some I/O. So I don't know if there's something to be concluded from that.
Getting rid of the MagSafe originally, was that a thinness thing, right? It was a compromise about thinness, right?
They wanted to go to Type-C, right? And so I think that there was a lot to be said for Type-C. I hope they don't take out the Type-C charging capability and have some proprietary charger again. I think that is
God, that's a good point.
That's the wrong direction. But I think you can make a breakaway Type-C charger of some kind. I know you can. Companies are doing it.
Maybe that's what it is. They just didn't have that innovation yet. Yeah. Now they've sort of been able to marry them together. But if anyone's had their MacBook Pro
Type-C MagSafe? That's the question, though. Can they add MagSafe to Type-C?
I don't have a dog, Louise, and maybe I'm not as clumsy as you. I didn't like MagSafe.
Really?
Yeah, it just was too easy to disconnect.
You need to work in more coffee bars. Seriously. It's that thing was just, you're sitting in a Starbucks, working on that screenplay, planning that podcast. Someone walks past you with two venti Americanos, and you can kiss goodbye to that cable.
Not just the cable, the whole laptop goes with it, right? It goes flying through the air.
Well, unless you have MagSafe.
Well, if you don't have MagSafe, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not only do they plan to drop the Touch Bar, which, you know what, let's be honest, that's as bad as Project Loon. It's time to stop digging that hole. They finally they got rid of those butterfly keyboards, which are terrible. And yeah, you're right, Patrick. They're saying maybe this is the rumor, Mark Gurman, he's usually pretty well connected. Maybe this is a trial balloon. Maybe we'll put an SD card reader back. Why? What do you think? I would love that.
It doesn't tie into their services.
Doesn't make any sense.
Thinking.
No.
You look at the figures for Apple's last quarter and practically for the last 3 years, and the growth in its services divisions, and obviously with the recent or relatively recent Apple One as well. Like anything that doesn't tie into something that can either mean you need more iCloud storage, or you need better abilities to share, or other ways to share things with family or colleagues. Like, it sort of feels at this point that if it doesn't tie into that in some way, then Apple doesn't have an interest in it. So I can't see that being brought back.
That seems. I agree. It doesn't seem like could be possibly come back.
I wonder, is there enough complaint from their core, user base? Because they really want to be sort of like the niche for creators. And is there enough sort of they realize that enough creators are moving away or, very annoyed by that capability? That's the only reason I could see. Because you're not going to see a professional photographer put everything in the cloud, right?
Right.
It's a really good point. And definitely one of the arguments back at the time that it was removed was that not every, pros don't all use SD cards. They were using compact flash and things like that. And that's not, the technology's moved on a lot since then. And now SD is just widespread. So arguably you could bring that back, but then if you're going to do that, why not do what Apple does very well and just force the industry to evolve and move everyone to micro SD? I know they're not as fast for the pros, but if you want a physical little thing to shove in the side of a laptop, then there are smaller devices out there than SD card. I've got an SD card with Wi-Fi in it somewhere. It's called an iFi, I think.
Yeah, they went out of business, by the way, Nate. Bad news.
If anyone wants to buy an iFi,
they're gone. I mean, Apple has driven the market for dongles like this. I mean, I have numerous dongles just so I have an SD card in my cameras, all of them, and I pop it out, and I have to have some way to read it, and I don't know. I'd be happy. Maybe so. We'll make Louise happy with MagSafe, and I'll be happy with SD cards, and nobody's going to miss the touch bar. I don't think that really took off.
No. I would love to read an article that's just an interview with people who love their touch bar. Like, I would love to read that.
Oh, they're there. They're there.
So I'm sure they're out there.
I am actually... No, I don't love it. I just don't hate it. And I think that's the best you can get. It's people who don't actively hate it. I'm like, it's fine. I don't really use it.
I use a Better Touch tool, which is a third-party thing that actually makes it usable. And it's like a little display there. So, I mean, it's okay. My big problem is I kept hitting it, and things would happen. Siri would pop up, or my calendar or whatever.
Siri popping up all the time was
so
really
annoying.
The worst.
But Better Touch tool lets you take all those away, and then you can see time, day, weather, battery, things like that, I guess that's marginally useful. I don't know.
I mean, just to be clear, it's a rumor. It's not we're doing the eulogy. It's not gone.
Rumor.
It might stay.
In fact, I think it's not a completely credible rumor, even though it comes from the highly credible Mark Gurman.